Hi, I'm Doc AJ Chua and welcome to Justing Your Heart. We talk about mental health and relationships every Friday, so please do subscribe. Today, our topic is what to do to be a happy dad. First of all, I'd like to greet all the dads out there a happy Father's Day. All of you are our present day heroes. Thanks for working hard for the family and for being there when we need you. May the 3 tips I will share help you become a happy dad. I read this story from Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He said that one day, a professor came to class and told his business management students that it's time for a quiz. He placed a 1-gallon wide-mouthed mason jar on the table. Then he carefully placed fist-sized rocks, one at a time, into the jar. When the jar was filled to the top, he asked the class, "Is this jar full?" Everyone in the class said, "Yes." He said, "Really?" He proceeded to dump gravel into the jar. Then he shook the jar a little, causing the pieces of gravel to work themselves down into the spaces between the big rocks. He smiled and asked the group once more, "Is the jar full?" A student answered, "Probably not." "Good," he replied. The professor started dumping sand, and it went into all the spaces left between the rocks and the gravel. Once more he asked the question, "Is this jar full?" "No," the class shouted. The professor said, "Good." Then he grabbed a pitcher of water and began to pour it until the jar was filled to the brim. Then he looked at the class and asked, "What is the point of this illustration?" One student raised his hand and said, "The point is, no matter how full your schedule is, if you really try hard, you can always fit some more things into it." The professor said, "No, that's not the point. The truth of this illustration is, if you don't put the big rocks in first, you'll never get them in at all." So my question is, what are the big rocks of your life? Aside from work, if you consider your family, your health, and God as the big rocks of your life, I guarantee that you will become a happy dad. Tip number 1, strike a better work-life balance. Again, I salute all the dads who are working hard for their families. We truly appreciate your sacrifice. However, please don't do so to the detriment of your physical and mental health. According to a survey, workplace pressure is reported as the top cause of stress among adults in the US. This often leads to high blood pressure, heart attacks, cancer, and burnouts. Health is wealth, so make it a priority to eat nutritious food, get regular exercise, and enough sleep. Take time to rest and do the things that you enjoy. Tip number 2, create lasting memories with your family. Remember that money isn't everything, so please spend time with your wife and children. This will help foster closer ties with them that will carry on even after they got married. Practice the habit of leaving your problems at the office. I know this is not easy, especially if you own a business or have a demanding boss. If you consider your family as one of the big rocks of your life, give your time and attention to them when at home. Eat dinner together so you can catch up on each other's lives. Set aside family time in which all of you can watch a movie, play sports, go malling, or travel together. Your children will love you all the more for being there when they need you the most. Listen to Dr. Lorene Lim's testimony. Lore admires her dad, Dr. Kingsley Lim, for his diligence and foresight. One of her unforgettable memories was when her dad took the time to attend her volleyball tournament in high school. He had to leave his dental clinic in Binondo earlier to watch her play. To Lore's chagrin, she was not able to play in that competition. Her dad assured her that it was okay and that he enjoyed watching her practice. Although she appreciated what her dad did at the time, now that she's older and working, she appreciates that gesture all the more. She realized her dad chose to earn less that day just to spend some more time with her. Lore, also a dentist, remembered how she'd cry and share her frustrations regarding her post-grad studies whenever her dad would fetch her. He always listened and encouraged her. He bought her things she needed and her favorite snacks. And when she decided not to continue her post-grad studies, her dad never got angry nor reprimanded her. For Kerwin, Lore's younger brother, and who is about to finish his dentistry, he said that he enjoys visiting his dad at the dental clinic and witnessing firsthand how he interacts with his patients. He looks up to his dad, who is focused, hardworking, and loving. He treasures the time his dad went hiking with him, with Lore, and with his other cousins at Mount Mainuba. In my previous video entitled What Makes a Great Dad, I shared that a great dad loves his wife. These pictures show how Dr. Kingsley loves his wife, Dr. Lucci, also a dentist and a preschool teacher at MGC New Life Christian Academy. Indeed, his mom, Mrs. Ngo Hui Hoon, the one wearing red and standing in the middle, raised him well. Tip number 3, invest in God and His kingdom. There's nothing wrong in working hard and wanting to provide your family with the best things that life can offer. Just keep in mind that these are temporary. On the other hand, investing in God and His kingdom will reap benefits that will last for all eternity. The best inheritance you can leave a child is to teach them to love Jesus. That is what Emeritus Deacon Ping Sing Di did. Brother Ping Sing just celebrated his 93rd birthday. These pictures were taken during his 90th birthday celebration. He was married for 67 years to Emeritus Elder Esther D., who sadly passed away at the age of 88. They led both their children, Sammy and Ruthie, to know Jesus at a young age. Ruthie, who is married to David Wu and live in the United States, considered Christmases in Manila as memorable times with her dad. They were meaningful, not because of the gifts she got from him, but what her dad did to spread Christmas cheer to others. Her dad would have empty baskets and a variety of canned goods in the sala. Ruthie would help pack the baskets and they would be given to those in need. Elder Sammy said that his dad is a man of integrity and honor, a man who loves God and his family. One of his fondest memories were of his dad taking him to watch movies and eat out afterwards. Elder Sammy is happily married to Deacon Esther. They are blessed with 2 sons, Timmy and Sean. Timmy is now married to Grace and has 2 kids. Look at these nice pictures of Brother Ping Sing with his grandkids and great-grandkids. Ruthie recalls fondly how her dad would secretly pay for the meals of other friends who happened to be eating at the same restaurant. My friends, Hans and I were the recipients of her dad and mom's generosity. One time, we asked for our bill in Tasty, and we were surprised that it was paid already. It turned out Brother Ping Sing and Sister Ying Ying paid it for us. They also treated us to President Tea House before the pandemic. I've also had the chance to go visitation with them. This picture was taken when we visited Gilbert Ui's grandma, who was 90 plus at that time. Because Brother Ping Sing invested in God and in God's kingdom, God blessed him with a long life and godly descendants. This is a fulfillment of Matthew 6:33, which says, "Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you." So what to do to be a happy dad? Tip number 1, strike a better work-life balance. Tip number 2, create lasting memories with your family. And tip number 3, invest in God and His kingdom. If you're blessed by this video, please like, subscribe, and share it to others. Do leave a comment below of what you admire about your dad. And I hope that you'll do something special for your dad this Father's Day. And please follow Adjusting Your Heart in Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Signal GCTV 185. Next week, our topic will be what to do after a crush with your parents. Take care, everyone.